Hey, what's up, guys? This is day 14 of the Candida cleanse and D-herbs cleanse. I've thrown in a new factor which constitutes breathing techniques, and that's something that I actually hadn't done before. But I just recently read some articles on how the flow of your gut has a lot to do with your uptake of oxygen and how relaxed you are, um, that has a lot to do with whether you're either having diarrhea or constipation. Now, since I tend to be on the constipative end, I realized my body's in fight or flight mode a lot of the time. And so, in order to get out of that, you have to do breathing exercises. So, there's a million out there. One There's like trying each to block each nostril and breathing. There's um, breathing to balance your energy levels. Just breathing to get more oxygen to your tissues. And it kind of goes hand in hand with yoga and with just meditation. They kind of all three breathing exercises, meditation, and yoga just kind of like all are in the same category kind of thing. Because you can't really do yoga unless you breathe really well. And you can't really breathe well unless you're able to get into a yoga contemplative and comfortable state with your body. So meditation kind of meets the two in the middle. You're kind of doing a yoga pose while you're doing breathing exercises. So I recommend that you guys do 10 minutes of meditation a day. Um, what I started doing was, for example, today, I just went for a run in the park, and then I would stop and do 5 or 10 minutes of meditation. And I repeated that twice, and it was amazing because you really do feel your body, and you feel like the stressful like just being released, and you kind of just find yourself, and you feel healthy. You just feel happy, and you just feel like you're part of the sky. You're just floating. It's amazing. So I would say that a huge issue with gut dysbiosis is has almost nothing to do with this cleanse. It actually has a lot to do with your level of oxygen. The reason dinosaurs got so big is because they had ridiculous quantities of oxygen that were flowing through their veins and lungs. So they were able to uptake ridiculous amounts of oxygen because the environment had more oxygen, and their lungs were bigger, and they were bigger. And so if you think about your life that way, and you're not getting enough oxygen, then you're kind of shriveled up in two senses of the word. One, like physically, you might be shriveling on the inside. That's why technically shriveling is your veins constricting. You're stressed out, you're in fight or flight mode. Secondly, personality suffers and your mentality suffers because you're kind of shying away from things. If you don't have enough oxygen, you don't feel confident. You don't even feel like you're really living. Um, Plants they have an automatic everything. They have an automatic nervous system. We have two nervous systems. One's auto and one's not auto. And the sad thing is that breathing, if you're in a lot of stress, can actually become the worst of the two, which is the non-automatic breathing, or it can become automatic in a hyperventilative state, which is bad. So it can go either way in terms of in terms of a bad condition. Either you're hyperventilating and you don't really realize it because you're not. It's not like you're going, but silently, quietly, you're doing like a shallow breath. Like this, these are your lungs right here. I mean, these are this is the expanse of your lungs right here. But you're just imagine these circles being your lungs, right? That's probably all you're using. They're just going like this. Like that's all you're using when really it should be that's what your lungs should look like and feel like. And I hadn't even really realized that until just yesterday. And I've been breathing like that all day, and I don't feel hyperactive, but I also don't feel fatigued. I just feel overall balanced, which is the way you're supposed to feel. Because sometimes I'll get excited and I'll go, you've seen in another video, I'm in this state of euphoria, but the issue is that I'm probably still in the hyperventilative state, or I was. And so even though, um, all it was that I had a lot of dopamine and still cortisol not being so good in my blood, and that's probably because I just did a workout or something, or there was a lot of sugar in my food, like I had a lot of fruit. So the combination of that probably gave me a runner's high. But right now, I'm more happy and I'm more in a conscious, relaxed state. Relaxed being the key word. You can approach anything and be fearless of everything if you're in a completely stress-free state. And the only way you're able to do that is if your breathing is completely intact and at 100%. Now, me just learning about breathing, I'm trying to reach 100%, but just like my gut, I'm out of sync. So it's going to take months for me to get the breathing down. But if I could give you one tip on breathing, it would be that you will feel so confident and so relaxed if you just breathe. Um, just focus on 10 minutes in the morning. This is what I advise you to do. Get out of bed and don't get off your bed. Get up, but literally just wake up. Wake up, sit in your bed, fold your legs, sit up straight. You can do this thing. That's what I did at the park. It kind of keeps the flow of energy and circulation going right here. This little pinch, and you'll feel the energy, and you'll feel like your blood flow. It's pretty cool. And you can just breathe in and breathe out. I tend to focus on breathing in through my nose, filling my lungs to full capacity, and you can hold that for, I would advise you to hold it for 3 to 4 seconds. The more, if you already have pretty good lungs, then, see mine are, I have a little bit of runner, sports-induced asthma, and due to that, my lung capacity isn't that great, so I can only do about 4 seconds. I'm going to work up to like 8 seconds, but if you're already in a good state and you just want to get even more relaxed, or let's just say you're having an anxiety attack somewhere, sit down wherever you are and just breathe in and breathe out and hold for 4 to 8 seconds, however long you can do it. So hold that breath in for 4 to 8 seconds. But yeah, the cleanse in general, I have no, combined with the breathing, the cleanse, I have no tightness of muscles, very little. I woke up today with very, very, very little. But every day I've been waking up with between severe muscle cramps and medium to no muscle cramps. Today's probably the best day. So in in addition to doing lymphatic massages and eating the vegan diet and exercising, the breathing was the factor that I was leaving out. Sure, yoga and meditation are great, but if you don't have good breathing, you can't even enjoy those things. So I recommend just start breathing and do a cleanse, because that's still going to take my body a while to heal. You can get rid of any parasites, any yeast, any SIBO, which is small intestine bacterial overgrowth, which a lot of people have. It's just too much bacteria, too much bad bacteria overgrowing in your intestines, which causes bloating, gas, all sorts of like issues, and also damages the integrity, the permeability of your intestines. And once that's damaged, the issue is that's where I stand now. Is I've gotten most of the bad stuff out, still working on it, but I've gotten most of it out, and all that remains is to actually heal. It's like renovating a house. You know, you got to scrape the old paint off, but then you find a bunch of like pinholes and all the spots where somebody nailed old pictures, and you want to have a perfect wall where you find cracks. You know, you can scrape all the old paint off. That's great, but unless you actually replace parts of the wall and get the materials for that, and that takes longer. It's easy to scrape. I could scrape all the paint off my room today, But the issue is, it's gonna take me weeks, months, even a year to fully rebuild like an entire house. It's gonna take a while. So keep building your house, which is your body, and just you have to be patient. But I learned that it's okay. You can be extremely patient, but you have to work on the breathing because you might do this cleanse and you might see the results, but you also might see not enough results and freak out. You like for example, you could get rid of your candida, but you could still have the side effects, which are not because of the candida, they're because of what the candida did. And what the candida did and what bacteria did and all that was it messed up, like I just said, your intestinal walls. So that's still got to heal. So you're still going to have some fogginess, you're still going to have some muscle cramps, you're still going to have some arthritis, you're still going to have, but if you focus on the breathing, you're going to get more oxygen to all those parts, more oxygen to like your intestine, more oxygen to relaxing so that you can just have regular bowel movements all the time. You can't do that if your breathing is not proper, if it's not from your stomach. I've never breathed um, from my stomach. I've always been breathing from the upper 25% of my lungs in this shallow, like little tiny breathing. It's really unhealthy. Um, anyway, good luck to you guys. Incorporate the breathing. Check out the cleanse, the D-Herbs cleanse. It's really good. I feel amazing because of it. And then just yeah, do some exercise too. All right, like I